Shank Rock is the wave of the future. Let's talk about some of these beefs you've been into.
Yeah, that's what I love. That's what I love. Let's get to it.
Now, I'm gonna save her for last, or should I start off with Gorilla first?
Her? You said her? That's a her to you? man, that bitch look like a security guard at a music club.
I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration right here. Jarvis Butts takes his own life. The many conspiracy theories Bree will be pulling up on me today. Salute to the chat. Salute to the replay gang. Salute to all of my moderators. I'm glad to see everybody here. Appreciate the membership and super chat. Tanya, still with you, Shank Rock. Life is just life. I feel you. I feel you. And I want to give a big shout out to everyone that's in this struggle called life. Because if you're rich, if you're poor, if you're middle class, life is life. And we all have problems. So a shout out to everybody that's doing their best in this thing called life. Praying for you, Tanya J. Now, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, y'all. Now, this is one thing that we do know for sure. We do know for sure that Jarvis Butts is no longer breathing. And I see the chat. I see you, Chuck. I see everybody in the chat, Miss Sean B. Give me a minute to get back to the chat. It is true that Jarvis Butts is no longer alive. Now, the conspiracy theories are in. And we're going to chop it up about whether or not it's foul play in the death of Jarvis Butts. So just bear with me for a minute.
Starts with breaking news.
Our breaking story today, the man convicted of murdering 13-year-old Naziah Harris found dead in his cell. Good afternoon, I'm Allie Hoxie. The Michigan Department of Corrections confirms Jarvis Butts was found dead inside of a prison intake center in Jackson. A spokesperson says that staff members tried to revive him, but he died shortly after 6:45 this morning. His death is being investigated as a suicide. 2 weeks ago, Butts was sentenced to 35 to 60 years in prison for killing Naziah Harris. Prosecutors say Butts murdered the teen after finding out that she was pregnant with his child. Her body has never been found. In addition to Naziah's murder, Butts was sentenced in 5 cases involving criminal sexual conduct. Michigan State Police had been called in to investigate the 42-year-old. Stick with News Detroit and WXYZ.com throughout the day as we continue to learn more.
Hold up, y'all. Now, this is one thing that we know for sure. Now, and I don't mean to step on anybody's toes, all right? But I need for y'all to really listen to what I'm about to say. Because there are a lot of content creators, right? There are a lot of subscribers. So, and then there are a lot of people that's in the case that are new to the case. And they might hear something on one platform and they might not knowing that that information had already been put out there. And then they might go and say it to other people. Yeah, so-and-so said it first, right? And then people will run with that. When it comes to Jarvis not making it in prison, that's something that any and everybody knew. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure that somebody was going to either get Jarvis, put hands on Jarvis, or Jarvis was going to take his own life. And I will drop the link, y'all. So if it's any comments or any questions that y'all may have, just wait till I drop the link and come on up on the panel with me. If you have a comment that needs immediate attention to, you're going to have to put it in the super chat. If you got a question, please put it in the super chat, because as y'all can see in my demonstration earlier, I got sidetracked. And, I need to get these things out that, I'm about to speak on. Once again, if you have a comment or a question in the chat that needs immediate attention, just put it in the super chat. All right. Now, like I said before, when it came to Jarvis not making it in prison, that's something that we all knew. Now, I will say this, because I don't listen to everybody. I don't. And it's not no disrespect. It's just, it's a lot of content creators that's covering this case. It's a lot. So I don't listen to everybody. I can only speak on what is said on my platform. I can only, go by what's on my platform. All right. But I'm going to be bringing Bree up. Now, Bree did say a lot of things. All right. And I want to let Bree come up, because I want to talk with Bree about the case. Did she see it? Did she foresee it to where it's at now? Now, to answer everybody's question on how did he unalive himself, I'm still waiting. Some people feel like with Shank, he was in the classification part. He didn't even make it to an actual prison. So where he was at, they were supposed to have been, 24-hour watch. Some people say he wasn't supposed to have sheets. It's just all kind of narratives. Now, we all know that when it comes to this case is wide open. It's a wide open case, right? Give me a minute, Bree, and I'm going to let you slide in. This is a well-known case. It's wide open. Now, anybody could have, put the read between the lines. Anybody could have put the food order in. In my opinion, it's too early for us to really decide, or it's too early for us to really know exactly what happened. And then I'm going to also say this. We know from the very beginning of this case that the case was jacked up. We also know from studying the case that it's a lot of corruption going on. The guards could have put it in for Jarvis. The guards could have ordered the food. Who knows? But let's look at the reality of it. What Jarvis done to his child, his children, and other babies, other little kids, that's something that Jarvis could not live with. Now, the fact that when his own daughter gave her statement, that's what crushed him. And we can say what we want to say about Jarvis Butts. We can feel how we want to feel about Jarvis Butts. But at the end of the day, Jarvis is still a man, a male, a human being. And I know y'all going to be, Shank, don't call him a human being. He was a human being. He had feelings, just like we had feelings. He just happened to be a human being that happened to be a monster. And anybody, it just depends on who, and it just depends on the right moment. Anybody can break down. Anybody. I can break down. You can break down. And in my opinion, that's what happened with Jarvis. until I see something else, please, once again, don't start throwing stuff up here at me. I'm not going to go with the conspiracy theories. However, I will leave the conspiracy theories on the table. I won't shoot the conspiracy theories down. I just believe that Jarvis was at the end of the rope. He knew. It's no way in the world that I could do the rest of my life in prison, because here's the thing. He is looking at it like this. When I go to prison, I got to take a chance of being butchered. Not by one inmate, but by many inmates. Y'all do know Jarvis was going to get butchered. And it happens all the time. Inmates take their lives all the time. I can't go to prison like this. I can't go to prison with this charge. So in my opinion, I just believe that Jarvis knew he was at the end of the rope. However, I do, roll with some of the conspiracy theories. I'm not, well, let me backtrack, y'all. I'm not going to say that I roll with them. I'm going to say that, it's a strong possibility. Somebody could have put something in his food. Let Bree come on in. Salute, Bree.
Peace, love, and light, everybody. How are you? Can you hear me? Mm-hmm. You got the floor, my guy.
Now, I gave it to you, sister.
First, let's address the matters, shall we? And then we can proceed to the next part. So, to clear the air, I like to come with receipts because that's who I am. And I'm going to speak what it is and always going to speak what it is. And everybody know that they follow me. And y'all know it's all love with me and it's always genuine love with me. However, what I will not allow anymore is nobody to take my motherfucking shine. That's what I'm not going to do. And when I say shine, I'm talking about when I'm connecting and involving myself with real spirits. And when I'm really doing this, I'm talking about when I'm not piggybacking off of people because they have somewhat of some type of gift. No, I'm a chosen one. It's a difference. I am a high priestess. It's a difference. When I say things, it's because I am told to say things because through spirit, whether it's my tarot card readings, whether it's me treating people, laying hands on people, whether it's me jarring people, whatever it is, people confine into me. Moving forward, yes, this morning I had a billion text messages saying, Bree, you was right, you was right, you was right. For me, I appreciate the love and the support to everybody, from my spirit babies to my new spirit babies, to Shank tribe, to Miss Parker tribe, to Rain of Fire tribe, whoever tribe it was. So what I am going to say is I appreciate y'all. One thing too for certain, like I said on my platform, I'm highly favored and protected, so I already know who I am. But the fact that y'all acknowledged who I am, I love y'all. Because it's about time. I'm tired of this shit. Now, to address this matter, I don't know how we got to it was the Rain of Fire part, but that's not my concern. My main concern is congratulations, Naziah. I want to give you a major shout out. I appreciate you and I love you. And you finally did what you did. I also understood, Naziah, that you were around me with an orb. Many people told me when I was on Shank Rock platform plenty of times. How many people had orbs around on your platform, Shank, besides me? That was
Nobody.
mediums. Oh,
Nobody.
okay. Okay. How many people, Shank, have you felt like said things after I said things?
Well, I'm the wrong person to ask. And if you don't know by now, you should. My memory, let me finish now. My memory is just jacked up. So I don't have a good memory. And that's why I always say, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I always say, somebody help me out. Because you can tell me something right now, and 5 minutes later, you could come back and say what you told me, and I'd be like, hold up, Bree, what you say? I forget birth dates. This is where I'm at in life now. I forget birth dates. I forget names. I can have my keys in my pocket, and I'll be in the house looking for my keys, and the keys is in my pocket. So for me, I honestly, everybody, I can't remember. Even with, come on, Bree.
Let me help you. So we just could start off with the last one. No, I started with the last one where I had the orange sweatshirt on. That's in that video that you have where I state and I say, no matter what, she's going to get him. I also stated, I said, he's not, we all know that he's not going to last in jail, whatever the case is, but that nobody specified it. I said, he's not going to last in the beginning part. I specified that. Then I could go back some days, some months, and where I repeated it again. I also repeated 4 months ago, November 7th. I repeated again when Ms. Parker stated that I was correct about everything, that she heard it before you confirmed it out loud. Then it was again. I stated it again, and that's the same time. Yeah. So that was all in November. Jarvis and Shannon had to move, but the whole part about what Shannon had parts on it, the whole part where Jarvis didn't do it by himself, and that was stated. I also discussed about the mental illness of Jarvis as well. What else did I discuss? The previous pregnancy that she had. I also discussed various things, but I think about 3 of your YouTubes, I stated things a long time ago. I can't pull it all up. It's not a problem, but it's just like, we're not gonna do that. Because you know what it is, like I know what it is. These things, what I want people to understand is, I don't do this to get no praise and no glory, because I'm outside of social media for sure, majority of the time. Anything you see on social media is just to enlighten people of who I am and what I really do. I don't ghost people. I don't tell people one thing and do another. I don't pretend like I know when I don't know. When you get private readers from me, everybody in this panel could tell you, if I don't know, I don't know. I say it on these panels. If I don't know, I don't know. Now, moving forward, I've solved many cases. What really bothered me today was, because I'm like really sick and fucking tired of people taking my fucking shit and making it theirs. Now, you said you really don't know what you be saying and what you don't remember, but the fact that, I'm gonna speak my piece, the fact that Rain and Fire got some praise and glory, as if I sit on every damn panel with y'all and explain that this was what's going on, I ain't feeling that. I ain't feeling that.
And you
When
got
we
that right.
know that, and when we know for a fact that that woman has piggybacked off of anything I have said, so y'all just gave her a bomb in her court to make her feel superior, but that's not what is bothering me. It's misleading my people, my tribe. It's making people believe that she's what she is and what she's not. And one thing I don't want my tribe doing is going to people that's misleading them, because they had too many of that for decades and centuries. Now, it's okay to be a medium, but if you're just not on that level, just hold on tight and sit back and enjoy the ride till you get to that level. But I'm not allowing nobody to sit here and piggyback off of me no more, to do what they need to do to make their money and their coins off of my people. When I do things, it's not for this, because if it was, my prices would be way higher. Trust me. When I travel down south 18, 19 hours like I am next weekend to remove hexes and shit off of people, I don't see nobody else doing that. When I'm doing chicken cleanse and cleansing babies, I don't see nobody else doing that. When I'm giving out gifts on my lives and stuff like that, I don't see nobody doing that. When I'm constantly giving inspirational words and things like that, and I say, hit, tap the screen, tap the screen, tap the screen, that's because that's my discernment. That's my calling. So I'm really, 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 really sensitive when it comes to my calling, when it comes to working with my spirits. See, I don't play about my ancestors. And so when people take this as a joke, it's not a joke. This baby communicates with me. So for me to sit down and just let people act like they did this and that, no, we're not going to do that with her. We're going to give her praise and glory today, because I told y'all she's going to get his ass. That's what we're going to do. We're going to give her the proper, respectable honoring that she deserved, because she never had a memorial. I don't know how it's 2 years nobody did shit for her yet. I don't understand that part. Everybody want a case. Everybody want to talk about a case. Case. Or what happened? What's the theory? What's this and that? Fuck that. Did anybody say how this baby feeling in that spirit court world? I don't care about who said what, who said this. Analyzing everything over here and there and there. The real fact is, until people get through their head, you're a spiritual before you're a physical. If you think that church and these lawyers and these judges don't have a spiritual court system, and that we don't have spirit teams behind us alone, I don't know what's going on out here. I don't know what we're missing right here. Why are we so blind? Why are we so blocked? So let's clear the air. Thank you, Spirit Babies and Shank Tribe and whoever else texted me and said what they said about Bree. That was you. That's bullshit. Because we know that was bullshit, Shank.
Let me give an apology to you and your spiritual babes and everybody else. Like I told you, and this is why I can't pay attention to the chat. This is the main reason, because, and if you're a content creator, you should understand where I'm coming from. Because when you giving your demonstration and when you paying attention to the chat, you're not, well, let me backtrack. I'm not like scanning everything that everybody say in the chat. Once again, my memory is just like fireworks. Now, if it's something that I know for a fact, and I know, then yeah, I'm gonna be like, no, woo, 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 woo. But that's why I don't, that's why I can't pay attention to the chat all the time. So what happened earlier today, somebody dropped that in the chat. And when I read it, like I read a lot of things, like even on my replay game. If y'all go to my replay game, I like and I heart everybody's comment. Even when they be talking shit about Shank Rock, I still like it and I still heart it. If they might be talking shit about anybody else, if they disagree with me, whatever it is, I like it and I heart everybody's stuff on my replay game. Now in my chat, this I'm gonna show you. I'll go like this. I remember that, Bree. Now, let me just use this for an example. Now, and I'm not saying that you is Regina, but I'm just using this for an example. I don't know what she is saying. I remember that, Bree, too. And you probably said something to make her say, I remember that, Bree. I forgot what you just said. So I'll put it up there and I'll say, I remember that, Bree. And then I'll go be like Shank and all. And I'll be like, right, point blank, point facts. I'm just reading the comments. I know that's right, Bree. I'm with you on this. So when that came up, I read that comment. I wasn't reading it to, like, if it's me saying it, that, that person I'm just reading the comment, right? He is literally right. So, but I'm going to still apologize because that's just the type of dude that I am. If somebody tell me that they feel a certain way, let me finish. I appreciate that. I see you, Shalon. If somebody tell me that they feel a certain type of way, I'm going to say my bad. I apologize because I can't feel how you feel. And over here, everybody have a right to feel the way they feel. So once again, I apologize, and I apologize to you, and I apologize to all of your people that may have felt offended.
No, respect. Apologies accepted, but I did feel away, and I'm allowed to have emotion behind it, especially when I'm extremely deep-hearted in things. Certain when it comes to spirits, like this is something that I don't play with. So it's like, when I come on these platforms with you guys, it don't be just me. It be a following with me. You know what I mean? So these are people that look up to me that for inspiration or help or anything like that. And so that I'm not just offended, they're offended. You know what I mean? Because they know I'm genuine with everything I do. So especially when your people have came to me, and I'm not saying names because we're never going to do that, but where people have said things of the person you named has not did right by them for a year or two or things like that, or not even just that. It's like I said, it's more so when it's dealing with the spirit court. I don't play with that. Like, so with the whole thing of getting a clout, because I don't need clout, I have my own clout. It's more so, are you genuine about what you do and what you say? That's where it is with me. And I'm a very forward woman. I don't play the mind games. I don't do the back and forth shit. I'm gonna get right to the point. And I'm going to speak on my behalf and for the people out here that move like me on that behalf. And I'm going to speak for that baby because I kept telling you and I kept telling everybody that baby going to get it because she felt like she was never, ever had justice. I don't care how many times we sit on these platforms, talk about what happened in court, what transcript, what this. It's beyond that. And I said that on your panel as well. It's past that point. It's on a spiritual aspect. And that's why she took matters out of her own hands, whether she did it through a guard doing it to him, he hung himself, somebody set him up. That is a spiritual aspect because I did quote, that's not going to happen later. That's going to happen soon as he get in there. And that's what happened.
Stay right there, and I don't mean to cut you off. Stay right there. What do you think happened?
Honestly, what I think I see and what I think happened is that he couldn't handle it no more because she was playing with his mind and his brain. That's what happened. He was been ready to go, but he really was ready to go after that sentence because that's where she really kicked in. The fire started. The room shook up. It's time. Spirits are walking up. We talk about spirits in the prison. They're walking around. They're up at 3 a.m. They're haunting people. They're doing things to people. And don't think it's just him that's getting it. Believe me, the aunt and the grandmoms is getting it too. You just don't see it. And she got a different ball game for them anyway. You ever see the movie Gothica? Do you remember when the young girl got raped by the cop and she used Halle Berry as what she used them? Yeah, that's true.
I just told you I got a messed up memory, Bree.
So Gothica movie is where the chief's daughter. No, I'm sorry. I think it was the warden. I'm not mistaken.
Look at that. Look at that. You forgot something. I'm messing with you.
I mean, the movie old, you know.
Come on,
It's long story short, the higher up, his daughter, was unalived. She was essayed and, unalived. So all these years, nobody never, could find out who it was. And she was and Halle Berry worked at a psych ward. Her husband was the chief of police, I believe, and that was Rock from the show, and this big white guy or whatever. And whatever the case is, she got into a car accident on the way going home. When she got into a car accident, it's because she seen a spirit go in front of her car, so it made her crash. This spirit attached herself to her the whole entire time, where it made Halle Berry crazy. So Halle Berry was never crazy, but she got institutionalized. So Penelope Cruz was someone that was getting sexually assaulted in the institution, and she became her friend. But they thought she was crazy, and she wasn't crazy. So when she started seeing how she viewed her patients, she realized, oh, there's some real shit going on. So yes, it was a spirit that was showing her the whole time, but not just showing her how her husband was taking young girls in shacks and raping them and doing sodomizing things to them and torturing them and the big white boy, he was doing it with them because they was friends since they was kids, torturing animals and raping girls since they started at 13. So that spirit killed their asses because nobody else did it. That shit is real. If you think that everything is coincidence in this world, this is why we stuck now. Not saying you, I'm just speaking in general. This is why we stuck now, because we think everything in this world is a coincidence.
Right.
No. This is a spiritual realm right now. The veil is so thin right now. We're in a portal. And when I say it's the year of the rebirth, it's the year of the rebirth. Since nobody took the necessary steps, instead of just, hey, after a while, the panel shit get played out. After a while becomes, what are you going to do? Is everybody going to, I ain't talking about getting no posters and marching around and looking, fuck that. What are you going to do? You can't do nothing, can you? The most you can do is sit on the panel to talk about it. Unless you have the discernment to go and talk to a spirit and ask the spirit to guide you. And so when people forget about that type of lifestyle, that's the main important part, then you miss the whole point in the whole situation. So now they got to take matters in their own hands, and that's what spirits do. So whoever did it for her, that's who she used to do it. He already was done. He already was cooked. She was cooking his brain since he'd been locked up. She was waiting for the verdict. I'm telling you what she told me. So with that being said, that's why we're here now. And I'm only clearing the air because I was told to clear the air. Just like I had to clear the air with my niece. I didn't have to clear the air with other things, but I had to clear the air with her. Like, because it's come to a point in time, I'm tired of people taking people and taking them for granted and using them what they need to use them for themselves. So at the end of the day, I don't speak up because I'm protecting the highly favored regardless. And everybody know who I am without me speaking. But I'm no longer going to allow people to go to people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about or pretend they know what they're talking about. And I'm not to be taken for granted or be played with ever the fuck again. That's just that. I'm done. I spoke my piece.
Nah, you ain't done. You ain't done.
I'm here. I'm just saying on that part. I spoke my piece. That's all.
Yeah. But that's why I allowed you to come and speak your piece. You felt some type of way. I said, okay, let's get
but
it.
But you wouldn't? Would you not? That would make you upset if you know you really genuinely do things from the heart. That would make you upset.
See, it's that's how things should be. It should be black and white. It shouldn't be a gray area. It shouldn't be political. It shouldn't be, be the bigger person. It shouldn't be, nah, just let it slide. It should be just how you put it. But watch this. Watch this. Appreciate this super sticker, Peaches. Watch, because, and I'm gonna say it. People have problems with folks that come on my panel, right? Because before you came on my panel, nobody had a problem with the mediums. Nobody damn sure ain't have a problem with you. I gotta shout Maisha out. Shout out to Maisha. Before Maisha came on my panel, nobody had a problem with Maisha. But what I'm saying is, now they're gonna eat off of this demonstration right here. They're gonna, oh man, they're gonna slice this shit up in so many different directions, and they're gonna put it out there that this is messing up the Nazaria Harris case. They're gonna put out there that this is drama. Y'all see that drama that Shank had on his panel? Y'all see that messy ish that Shank had on his panel? Now, any and everybody else can have the same things on their panels. They get a pass, but only when Shank do stuff. So for me, that's why, I'm very careful on what I put out there and what I don't put out there. And that's just because I know that the majority of the people that's watching is not real, honestly. I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. So when they see a real situation that me and you got right here, they're going to twist the narrative. Why he let that happen on this platform? But back to what you were saying, I believe that you handle it correct. You had an issue with me. You felt some type of way. You ain't bullshit me. You said it in your text messages when I got on the phone with you. You ain't cut no cards. You ain't trying to bullshit me. You was coming for my head. And I wanted to slam the damn phone. I wanted to slam the damn phone down and say, leave me alone. But y'all know, you kept it real. You said, Shank, I feel some type of way. And I gave you the reason. You still said, Shank, I feel some type of way. That's your right.
Yes.
That's your right.
And I think that's the problem with us now. The reason why platforms are shooken up and uncomfortable and it's drama, it's not drama, it's addressing something. Drama is when it's a back and forth thing, or you're neurotic, or you're arguing, or you're fighting over something. No, this is a conversation, and it's a misunderstanding, and it's you don't always have to agree, but you can you can disagree to agree. At the end of the day, like, it's just what I felt, and I'm allowed to feel whatever I want to feel, and I'm going to address it because I know right from wrong. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to stand back and allow something any longer. I've sit back for a long time, and it's, if whoever feel uncomfortable when I am on these panels, because I heard, you know, little whispers of people being uncomfortable. But you know why people are uncomfortable with me? Why do you think people are uncomfortable with me when they get on this panel? Because my spirit.
Oh, go ahead.
Give your real opinion. Go ahead. No. Give your opinion. I want your opinion.
Spirit. You keep it real. You keep it real. Your spirit.
And it bothers their spirits. And it bothers their spirit teams. And it makes them uncomfortable, ruffles their feathers. So you know what else happens? That bitch gonna call me on my shit. And sometimes I be calling people on their shit and don't even realize until after the math. They hop off, or they just don't get on at all, or whatever the case may be. But that's the thing. I don't want it to be your platform is the reason why. Because, I take this shit over there. And that shit's still going to be what it is. It's just the principle of me getting up here because I don't want anybody in these comments or that's watching this page to be misled. That's number one. Number two, to be bamboozled by somebody that pretends to act like they did these discernments on their own. Number three, for the newcomers that's coming and they are just like oblivious to the whole situation. So guess earlier when I seen you said what you said, Miss Parker's in the comments and she's like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Miss Parker, I'm gonna get you to but that's just what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I love y'all genuinely. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? And you should be able to have conversations like this with people that you care about, because the reason why is I believe in relationships are fake when they supposed to be just so 100% okay.
Right.
That's not. If I can't have a disagreement with you, then we ain't what we say we are. That's a fake
Right.
relationship.
And let me just slide in. That's the problem, because people don't know how to handle their issues with one another. People don't know how to address it. You know, if you got an issue with somebody, and I do have the babies watching me, and I do have children watching me. So
Yes.
this message that I'm about to give is for the adults, but this message is for all the little boys and girls and teenagers that is watching this demonstration. When you have a problem with someone, the best way to handle it is the way that Bree and I handle it. Bree felt some type of way. So if you feel some type of way about somebody, just bring it to their attention. Now, everybody ain't going to be like Shank Rock, and that's okay. But as long as you took the initiative, as long as you took the first step, that's what being the bigger person is all about. When you have a problem with somebody, don't go behind that person's back and tell people, yeah, I don't like so and so because so and so did this to me. Well, there's so and so right there. So as a teenager, as a little boy, as a little girl, when you have a problem with somebody, take it to that person and address it. And don't let others get in your ear and try to distract you from addressing that problem with that person. And when y'all address the problem, don't let nobody get in your ear and start telling you, well, I heard this, I heard that. This was real grown up right here. Come on, Bree.
Yeah, and I respect you, and I have respect for Ms. Parker. I have respect for everybody in this panel. I respect everybody. I only disrespect people that disrespect me. But it's not even about that. It's about, like you said, like, I don't need to go through everybody to say what I need to say to anyone. You know, I want to direct you personally, but I didn't go on platforms and start sidebarring you and saying things. No, I called you. Like, and we went from there. Like, you know what I mean? So that's
You,
just
you,
that.
te- you,
Like,
you text me.
I text you. I gave you the grace of texting you. Yes, I did. Yes. And you responded. So, so we were from there. Then I text you again. And I said, I still feel some type of way. Because how dare you? Yeah, I went in. I did, Joel. I did. But that's me and his little sidebar thing. And he admitted he apologized and he was talking his trash and we was laughing
Now I
for a
wasn't talking
minute.
about trash.
He
I
talking
wasn't
about
talking
Jeremy, y'all. He talking about he was going to Jeremy, y'all. And then and we went laughing for a minute. And that was, we had our little moment. And that was that, It's
I
all
told
love.
you,
And
I told you don't jar me.
you just
And
said you was going to Jeremy the
no,
second time.
first I said that don't you jar me, and then when you kept hitting me and kicking me and pushing me around, I had to say, wait a minute now, wait a minute, I've been around you long enough, and I picked up on some little things. Don't make me jar you. Come on, Bree. Come on.
See? So the whole aspect of this baby is that she needs to be honored because today is congratulations to her. And I'm going to say that all day and on the next day and the next day and the next day. And she needs to be honored because what I've noticed through this whole situation of these last 2 years of this baby and me just coming on this year is that everybody had the story, right? And everybody, your platform is the biggest platform with this story. But what bothers
Let
me
me
the most,
let me let me slide in. No, my platform is not the biggest platform with the story. But thank you. Go ahead, because they waiting.
I mean the one that I'm aware of. Let's make
Okay.
that clear. The one that I'm
Okay.
aware of. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
um, I just feel like it's no longer about how Jarvis did unalived himself. It's no longer about what really happened with the baby that she had. It's no longer about who put her body anywhere. It's no longer about any of those things. You know what it's about? It's about her resting in peace. It's about her feeling good to transition the ways that she needs to transition. It's about somebody resonating her. This baby has not had one candle lit for her yet. And I ain't talking about no little candle lights. I'm talking about a memorial, a serious, real memorial. You're talking about a baby who has been transitioned and knew that she was transitioned. But then when they found out she was transitioned, nobody still had a memorial for this baby. That doesn't make sense to me. It also doesn't make sense to me when we go in these courtrooms and I read through people like it's nothing, like it's like it's water. So when I see people get on stands and they cry and they say, "Oh, I was bullied and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera," how many hours did we sit on these platforms at the courthouse and state how they miss Naziah? How many people had screamed Naziah 24/7 and did what they were supposed to do? How many people sat there and really gave a real good hard cry about Naziah and did some fake shit for 20 seconds? The only real person was in that courtroom was Jarvis' daughter. That's it. So I don't give a hell about how he unalived himself. I don't care who did it. I don't care about any of that. You know what I care about? That baby be able to walk around with whoever's up there with her in that spirit court and say, "Come on, baby, let me guide you because I know you lost and I know you don't know your way around here. So let me get you to where you need to be." But that baby said, "I can't go yet." That baby said I gotta stick around for some things because some shit been done to me that I cannot respect. Some things have been done to me that I feel hurt from, and I'm very hurt from. Some things have been done to me. I have not been sheltered. I have not been taken care of. I have not been safe. I have been in harm's way since I've been 8 years old. I have a baby that's inside of me that's also unalived. So I have to hold my baby hand while you hold my hand through the spirit court. Do we think about stuff like that? Or do we just think about what makes us look good on these platforms? Or do we think about what just makes us feel good when we in these fucking court systems because it's my family involved? So I want to see and have credibility for things. No, fuck that. Congratulations, Naziah, again.
Moderators, can I get a moderator to drop Bree's information? If anybody would like to contact Bree, make sure y'all her Instagram is down there and her other handles. I'm sure they're going to put her phone number up as well. Make sure y'all subscribe. And if y'all want to reach out to Bree, make sure y'all reach out to Bree.
And Shank, I'm not discrediting nobody that be on your panel because I like a lot of people that came on your panel, you know.
Mhm, mhm.
But there are some entities that came on your panel as well, and I know how to address entities because I'm very well familiar with them. So they know how to recognize me, and I know how to deal with them. But at the end of the day, I don't have any malice in my heart for anyone. I don't have any hatred in my heart for anyone because I have no need to. But what I will not allow to do any longer is nothing about me being seen. Again, I don't need this platform. Some just caught my attention. I don't need this platform to be who I am. I want to make that clear because I think people will run with that as well. I need who don't know, but I need it to be understood that I my people can speak for me in them comments. I genuinely love all my people. You know that off of these platforms. So when I'm not going to let you go ahead and go left when I know you're supposed to go right, because then you'll look at me like, well, damn, why you ain't tell me? Like, why you ain't keep it a buck with me? I'm sorry, I should have done that. But then in some days it's like you got to let people see. But no, this is not one of those situations. This is a situation where people are being misled right now. For the ones that don't know, for the ones that do know, that's the ones who text me, who DM me, who call me, who say, "What the fuck is going on?" That's who knows. But I just had to clear the air because this is the same person that spoke ill on me in the past, and I still was like, it's okay, you know. And the reason why people speak ill on me on your platform is because sometimes your platform need a time, like a little cleanse every now and then, you know. It need a little cleanse. And when people like me come up with that light, you know, them orbs that be following me, the orbs always following me. That's some spirits. When they always following me, they be protecting me. Because I be up 3 in the morning and I be resonating them. I be pouring them water. I be giving them offerings. I be resonating them. Yeah, that's what I do. I be knocking 3 times. I do what I supposed to do. I don't just pull a deck out and go like this 24/7. I'm in them graveyard dirts. I'm in people's houses washing their feet, washing their bodies in their tubs, going traveling 19 hours on the car down south. I'm in these places pulling out chickens, washing babies and washing women and washing everybody else that need washes. I'm doing these things. Sometimes for free, most of the time with certain shit. I'm reading a room without asking for $5 cash apps and shit like that. No, I'm gonna read the room.
The conspiracy theories.
I feel like with the conspiracy theory with Jarvis, I honestly feel like this. I already knew it was over for him. It was checkpoint in the courtroom. Once that baby said what she said to her father, that nigga was trying to figure out a plan how he was going to unalive himself.
Mm.
Because now you got her in your ear, and they got Nasiah in the other ear. And you got vision in your face because you were replaying. You talk about a person who did it. You think we replaying? How you think he replaying? He know exactly what he did. So now you got all that scrambled up in your brain. Not to mention you in the jail with people who want to get you anyway. Why not? Why not? Why not? We talk about this baby since 8 years old. Could you even think about doing something to a child so young?
Mm-mm.
How? You have grown. I'm gonna be, I'm blunt and I'm real. I'm gonna keep. I want this because that fake shit ain't for me. I can't have that fake shit. Let's close our eyes for a second and let's picture as adults when we're sexually involved with each other, and it's our mates that we deal with that sometimes it's hard to have sex with them when they first initiated, right? So
Mhm.
imagine an 8-year old with a grown ass 30-something-year-old man. How you think that works? How you think that works when she in a house full of women who's supposed to be protecting her and her little womb? How you think that works when he's sending her text messages and he's grooming her, calling her in the basement with Cyborg popping the sister and the grandma? Then the aunt calling her ugly, who was the prettiest thing in that whole entire house, saying she looked a mess, her hair was nappy, she's not who she's supposed to be. How you think that made her feel when her mother on drugs and she looking for the only protection that she could get is her mother who ain't there or her father who deserted her? How you think she felt? And 2 years go down the drain and nobody still discovered the body. And I done said 40 times where the body was there, who been out there one time and one time only. Whoop de do. So now here we are, we in court. You think she not angry? I done got pregnant twice. This is my second time. They gave my first baby up. The court CPS involved, so they gotta hide the shit because everybody going down. So now I'm pregnant again, and I gotta run and tell him again because that is my baby daddy, and I'm in love with him. Let's be real and raw real quick. Let's not be all pretending and sitting on panels and talking about, oh, it said this and fuck that. This baby had been this baby has been punctured since she was 8 years old. 8. Not even a menses. She didn't even have a menstrual cycle yet. He knocked that on for her. So we want to look at
And
the
she
the
did
real detailed
record it.
graphics. Did the CPS system fail her once again?
Yeah. Now, I will entertain because I seen where some people were saying that it's bigger than Jarvis. Jarvis didn't unalive himself, and they're saying that they needed Jarvis out the way because they was afraid of Jarvis talking and Jarvis giving them up. But I had done a demonstration a couple months ago when I spoke about Jarvis talking. So, of course, they're saying that now that Jarvis is no longer alive, he can't tell nothing. Then, now this is one conspiracy that I ain't going with when they say that Jarvis faked it and Jarvis pulled the Epstein move. Epstein had money. Now,
Right.
I do believe that in that case, I do believe that Epstein ain't, off himself, but he had money. Jarvis don't got no money.
Don't Jarvis
So
just got a car shop that he shared? A tire shop
he
or
had,
something?
he had,
And he was sharing it with the partnership, right?
yeah, he had. I just know
Okay.
that let me
What
let
do
me
you think?
entertain, let me entertain this real quick. I believe Frank had this done. That's the comment. Now,
Mm-hmm.
we do know Frank just pops out. Now, who knows? But now, and y'all gonna have to help me out with this because it's been a while since I've been in anybody's jail, anybody's prison, anybody's classification center. It's been a while. Now, when you're going through classification, because some people are saying he wasn't supposed to have sheets. Can you know anything about
The suicidal part. The
Yeah,
suicidal part.
yeah,
So yeah, he wasn't supposed to have sheets, but just as much as we want him down, the COs want him down. And if the COs can't get him how they wanted to get him, well, see, here's the thing about the COs. They seeing what I'm seeing because they're visualizing it. I'm seeing it through the spirit court. They knew what he was on. They knew he was suicidal. They didn't give a fuck. He didn't get treated with respect in there. Nick, you here. You a peon. You here versus all the other inmates. You gotta be on. Look at spirit. One thing spirit gonna do is gonna pop out on me. But at the end of the day, again, Shank, this is how I feel. He was already cooked mentally. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like
mm-hmm.
it's kind of like, yeah, we want to know who did it, how it happened, and the whole nine, right? For sure. But this baby is sitting back like, I think that's the biggest thing to me. So
Right,
maybe I'm not too in tune with how he was unalived. I'm
right,
more so in tune with that he is unalived.
right,
Thank
right,
you.
right.
And no disrespect to the families that mourn him or whatever the case may be. Like you said, he's human, but he's a monster. You can't be both. Which one are you? You got
Okay,
to understand this is a physical form. You just
let's just
go ahead.
let's stay right there. So you can't be both. Now, before you could be anything, you got to be a human, correct?
Yes.
Now, I get where you're coming from. Did he lose his human nature? Stay right there. Could he have lost his human nature and adapted or transformed into this monster? What's your thoughts?
So let's go back to Jarvis' adolescent years. Let's not go back to the time he was sexually assaulted by your girlfriend. Let's go to the time where
See, see, see. Hey, Bree. Hey, you gonna stop playing with me, Bree? I'm time enough for you. That ain't my girlfriend. Go
it's
ahead,
like
Bree.
no,
Go ahead.
like
Go ahead.
no. So that wasn't his only time that he was sexually assaulted. That's just what we know about. So I had pulled Jarvis up one night. I don't know, spirit be telling me to do things, so I do it, you know. So I had pulled him up one night, and I think it's one of the panels that we had just got off because I was so disturbed about what I was hearing, what happened to the baby. And Jarvis was being sexually assaulted when he was younger.
Right.
I don't know if it's the stepdad or the dad. Somebody was
Oh,
on some pedophilia stuff with him. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Let me
And
slide in, y'all. And you make sure you hold that thought. Because I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun. No, you didn't, Barbie. I'm gonna get damn, I got these kids watching me, so I can't really let loose. But I'm gonna get you, Barbie. I'm gonna get you, Barbie. This is what Barbie done to me, y'all, and this is why I'm gonna get Barbie when I tell you. This is what Barbie done.
there she go. That's just think about right there.
And it ain't funny, but I got these babies. So I gotta act right, y'all. I got these babies watching. So I gotta be careful. Come on, Bree. Come right where you left off at.
Yeah, he was in his younger adolescence, like 10ish, like around here. Um, he was sexually assaulted. I don't know who the male is, and I wish somebody could, check mark that for me, like so I could figure who that out, who's that out, like the sister, whoever. But that wasn't his first time being sexually assaulted. It was happening numerous of times. He just never spoke on it, and even though the sister was as well. But I've been said that about him. The thing about it is, when that happens to somebody, it's like a click, and they're no longer who they used to be because the innocence is taken. They don't know who they are anymore. But it's you can't see it, so it's hard to explain. But I want the people to understand that when you're vulnerable and you become a portal for certain entities to attach to you. So when a certain entity attached to you, it's not like the movies where your eyes go black and you got the Exodus. It's not TV. It's realistic. He's no longer Jarvis because in his eye and in his brain, that is normal now. But he's persuasive because the maturity of adulthood is still in the back of his brain. Each part of our brain delays messages to us, to our nervous system, and our nervous system acts upon it. This is why I tell people all the time, I hear its frequencies. Keep it protected because it travels down into your nervous system and it makes your brain activate. Same thing what happened to him. So now he's okay with having sex with his daughters with an S. Could you imagine that? Who's human doing that? Who's human doing that? You wouldn't dare, as a man, as a father, walk in the same room with your daughter and even think of her. 9 out of 10, she walk around paying you better cuss their ass out to her, put some clothes on. What are you doing? You know better than that. You talk about a man who took his daughters who came from him and caressed her in a way that she shouldn't have been caressed. Kissed on her, blew on her neck, moaned, and ejaculated in her. Because I think people need to see the reality of this. Then he just didn't do it to that daughter. Now you sit to the side. Let me get your sister. Come here. She's 8. Come sit on daddy's lap. Lay down. Let daddy do this to you. You like that? I like it. So you gotta like it. Because I'm daddy. And then I'm gonna pull my pants down. You tell me how this feels. It hurts. It's not gonna hurt for long. Hold on. And actually ejaculates off of her. Naziah, come on. She's 8. Let me caress you. I really like you though. Because you know why I like you the most? Don't nobody want you.
Mm.
Your mama don't want you. Your daddy don't want you. They hate you in this house. So I'm gonna take you under my wing. And while this is going on, we got a mom in the house, an auntie in the house, and a grandmama in the house. The foundation, big mama. That nobody's protecting these kids. But yet, there they go. But yet they want to have orgies with him. But yet they want to be loved by him. But yet they go to sleep at night hearing the basement with noises going on and moanings and groanings and washing machines moving and all types of shit. But yet you want to beat the shit out of a kid till she's unalive because you're mad because your man never wanted you and like how he wanted your niece. Never the CPS have ever helped her in the light that it's supposed to. And the baby, just to let you know, is still alive. The first one I'm talking about. So we not gonna ever have on this platform or anything that's put in the news. What I'm speaking on is not going to be revealed. I just want people to sit back and close their eyes for 2 seconds. And a lot of you have been essayed because I could pick you up. So you know what I'm talking about. But for the ones that haven't, just imagine as a little girl who's afraid and who plays with Barbies being introduced to something that they couldn't even imagine. A body part that's not even fully developed that you don't even know how you can get your finger through. I'm a woman, and sometimes it's could be complicated, you know? So imagine that shit. Imagine somebody taking something and and putting something in somebody's mouth orally as their age. Imagine having to come home to that and worried about, damn, is he going to be here? I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I don't want to go there. Where's my dad? My dad don't want me. Where's my mom? She's on drugs. These family members that got on this panel, I watched them as well. The ones that came up on your lives and said certain things. I'm heavy right now. That's how I know she around. And said certain things, and everybody got something to say, but nobody did a motherfucking thing. I don't respect none of that shit. Because here's the thing that we are before anything. We're spiritual before we're physical. I don't give a fuck if you on my plane or not. You know energy. You know when something's right. You know when something is wrong. But what happens is we get caught up in our own damn lives that when we don't protect our generation, which is our kids. So now this baby has no protection at all. But everybody getting up on your panel, yeah, that was my this, da, 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 da. That baby that spoke in that courtroom and her sister that got up here and spoke, and she, the one I texted after that, they they devastated. It ain't no victory for her. It ain't no victory that she lost her dad. It ain't no victory that she lost her cousin that's her best friend. It ain't no victory that she lost her innocence from her dad. That ain't victory. That's trauma. That's pain. That's hurt for the rest of her life. She's done. This will never be forgotten. Ever. This will always be the story. Oh, that's the Naziah case. This will always be the story of that. So I don't give a fuck about how Jarvis died. I don't give a fuck who killed Jarvis. I don't care. What I do care about is that this baby gets to rest now. And that's still in workings. What I do care about is that the daughter that spoke in that courtroom is going to need some type of therapy. And lots of it. What I do care about is all the Shannon kids who are now placed in CPS and different places because of this matter and still not getting the proper treatment that they need from them being SA. Are we talking about these things? Are we talking about what the fuck matters? So it's bigger to me than that type of shit. If it was up to me and I can't say certain things on this panel, it'd be a little worse than that. If a certain thing was in front of me, I'll be dragging it as long as I could till there's nothing but bone left. So when we start to understand that we have missing kids 24/7, we have babies, and I mean babies. Have anybody have been to the DC museum where it's babies' clothes who has been SA victims? We got onesies from the size of 3 to 6 months in there. What are you doing with a 3 to 6 month old? I couldn't possibly understand what these kids is feeling. You couldn't possibly sleep at night because I don't. I'm dealing with spirits 24/7. I don't get to sleep. That's why I got bags all the time because I have a mission to do and a discernment to do. Now, whether people take it or leave it, that's their business. But it doesn't stop me doing what I need to do with the spirits and what they ask me to do. So when I see these babies and these visions and these portals of what's going on with them, I'm not just seeing it, I'm feeling it. Because we made this bigger than what the whole purpose was. And that's for everybody. And I mean everybody that's on this case. The biggest picture of this case was how that baby felt. How did she get the respect that she deserved when it comes to laying her to rest properly? Everybody focused on the wrong shit, but the right shit. And who made that better clear than that baby in that courtroom? She spoke highly intelligent, very well. And for her to have stand up there to say what she said, that was courage. Y'all said the aunt had courage. Okay. We're not on an aunt case. What happened to the aunt? We're not on an aunt. What happened to her brother? We're on the babies that's in that courtroom who had courage, who stood up against her father, who she looked at as a hero, but at the same time as her pedophile. But at the same time, gracefully, happy that she wasn't pregnant. We're not talking about the women that got on the stand and said they don't know how that happened. You do know how it happened, how you wound up with him. You was insecure. You was looking for love. And you know what you did? You blocked your kids out from it. And that could have been your kids. But guess who saved your kids? Naziah's case. I think everybody need to take today and honor her in the light that they should honor her. I think Purple Hearts, White Doves, candles, everything needs to go to her. The case should not be about today, how the fuck he died, but about honoring her. Because the baby has not received, I'm not talking on no bullshit ass memorial with no candles. I'm talking about having a pulpit with a preacher. If they do that type of stuff, somebody to speak words over that baby, somebody to honor that baby, somebody to sing in the hum of that baby, somebody to play the Congo drums for that baby, to celebrate that baby. So I don't give a fuck how Jarvis died. Jarvis could come back to life and die again. I'm still not going to give a fuck. We don't have nobody protecting our kids. But yet we want somebody to have the next generation for us. How? They all being unalived and being taken. We're just going to die off. They can't be protected going to the corner store. They can't be protected going to the eye house. Go to the eye house, you're getting SA. Well, damn, I can't go play with my cousins. Mommy got a new boyfriend. Mommy trusting the boyfriend more than she trusting the child. Why? Because the kid was bad and said certain shit and she cried wolf, so you still don't check up on your child with a new man around? You leave your kids in the house with a new man you just met? You don't check panties? Who don't check panties? Because I damn sure did. I'm checking all my kids' panties. Because if it don't look right to me, something wrong. Why you peeing the bed so much? That ain't like you. Something ain't right. And this is why our world is so fucked up. Because we focus on the wrong shit. This is a spiritual aspect at this point.
Let me
Go ahead.
shout out some of my little fans. Ashton, big shout out to Ashton and Braden. Come on, Bree, finish cooking.
You wouldn't even be standing right there in your room right now if somebody told you something about your baby. I wouldn't be standing right here as a mother if somebody told me something about my baby. And continuously on. You talking about somebody coming from school every damn day. Every day. So by the time she's 13 or 14, that's my man. Go fuck her so you could come do me. That's my man. I had a baby with him. That's my man. We do it in the basement. That's my man. Yeah, I'm not fully developed. My breasts is bumblebees. My little body is not developed yet, but that's my man. And these fat fucking bitches is just sitting around like they crying wolf. I can't believe this. Oh my God. You know, I'm being harassed and bullied. Shit. Y'all ain't get that baby 2 motherfucking seconds in that courtroom before you start talking about what happened to you and how you so devastated with them fake ass fucking tears. You bitches is insecure. You bitches seek love from any fucking thing. You bitches are sacrifice shit for that fucking man. You sacrifice your kids for a fucking man. You sacrifice your granddaughters for a fucking man. You sacrifice your nieces for a fucking man that is not human, that has been a monster since adolescent years, that has an entity in him and on him. He's demonic. So once a spirit takes over your body that's demonic, you are not human.
Now let's keep things real, Bree, because unfortunately there are still many other Jarvises out there. And unfortunately, there are still many Miss Annettes, Shannon, Marquita in Jarvis's stable of women. Now, I'm going to put Jarvis's stable of women up on the panel. I'm not punishing the chat, but talk to those women out there that might be dealing with a Jarvis. And you can give encouraging words. You can go hard on them, but cause see, like you said, we don't give a damn. We could care less about Jarvis, what happened. But unfortunately, like I said, it's still more Jarvises out there, and it's still women out there. Before you speak to them, do you think that no matter what you say or no matter what anybody say to them, they're going to still have low self-esteem, or they're still gonna, be with a Jarvis?
Yes. And the reason of being is womb trauma. Womb trauma is real. When you have ancestral womb trauma, because we all do, every last one of them women are insecure. Miss Tatiana, when I spoke to Q about when she talked to Miss Tatiana, and Miss Tatiana, gave Q the green light, like I was right about some things that was said or whatever the case may be. And Q gave me the confirmation of who Miss Tatiana was. Miss Tatiana wanted a man. Miss Tatiana was looking for love. Miss Tatiana was tired of raising two kids by herself. Miss Tatiana felt like I deserve it. This is a nice looking man. He's telling me what I want to hear. And I see the red flags, but I'm going to ignore him a little bit because I don't know the next time I'm going to get somebody. Miss Shannon and Miss the ones that's at the bottom. Some of them at the bottom are SA victims. Some of them at the bottom didn't, probably like two of them didn't know. The rest of them seen flags and signs. Some of them are fucked up. Some of them have been okay with certain shit. Jarvis, uh, Jarvis, SA, the lady who SA'd them or whatever, she's mental. She's been mental before time. She seen a light skinned little boy. She was horny and she was on some weird stuff, and she took advantage of that. But she also seen over him that he was already damaged. So why not? These are women that's going to always be insecure. And for the women that is not even on this panel, that's may not even know they got a Jarvis in hand, we have to heal. We need to heal as a collective. This is why I do womb healing. This is why I do wombs that meets the waters and cleansing our mothers, our women. Who can reproduce and produce but black women? Any DNA. Who is the fucking initial power? So when they are stripped from these powers as a black woman from a young, tender age, is nothing but trauma there. So you go seeking it somewhere else. We like to give love more than we receive because we never received it from them daddies that left. Or we never received it who called us daddy but made us sit on their lap, made us come in the room at night, and mama walked past that room knowing what daddy doing to us. We never received that. So when we got a man in the future that comes along because we push back what happened to us.
Let me grab a few comments from the chat while we wait for Bree to get her audio correct. Spiritual wickedness. Exactly what you said happened. Them soul ties is real and them demons jump. Her spirit still in the atmosphere. Yes, I remember that movie. Sick but straight facts. Gotta keep it raw. That's quite obvious. Looking at the lineup that he targeted women with low self-esteem because Shannon knows where she is. The fact Shannon say society gave him a second chance. Why couldn't she will always stick with me? I can hear you now, Bree.
I'm telling you, Spirit don't want me to speak no more. I could tell. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think Spirit want me to stop speaking. So that's boiled it down to that. So basically, like to my women out there, to my women that has been trauma bond, to my women that has never been addressed in the matters that had happened to them, or never went to nobody that when it happened to them, it's time to heal. To the men, that's been the same thing. Because men has been SA'd as well. It's time to heal. It's time to recognize your powers, take your powers back. It's time to align with yourself. It's time to let go and stop letting the men choose you and you choose them. Same thing for the men with the women. Once you spiritually incline with yourself and you find out who you are and really know who you are, you don't gotta go looking. That person gonna come to you. And he gonna love you better than you love yourself. Or just as much. Same thing for the men. So if you want to heal and you're ready to heal, I think you should do it. Because this situation right here is a really heavy situation. It's a prime example. We forget about all them other babies that's still going through it. Let's talk about the babies that's going through it right now as we on this panel. That we can't help and we don't even know what's going on behind them doors. So that sums that up with the insecurity part. For sure. Go ahead, Shank. You are you.
I did drop the blue StreamYard link. If anybody I did drop the blue StreamYard link. If anybody want to join me on the panel, feel free to click on the StreamYard panel. Anybody with any conspiracy theories? Let me grab some chat. Bree, you wearing that headpiece?
It's a hate. Thank you.
Shannon just don't want to call it out because she is going to get locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta watch the kids on play dates too. So kids are exposed to things. That's facts. That's facts. Nothing but love and prayers for Naziah and all of the other children. Ninja was already going to hell, but now straight there is went. I see you, Cynthia. And like I said, like we all said, Jarvis is no longer alive. It's been confirmed. Now we're still waiting on I guess it's going to be an autopsy. They're going to have to get an autopsy, correct, Bree?
Yes, they are. And that's if they even do that. That's it.
Right.
And here's the thing. I feel like they're going to just make anything up because they don't care either. Like, you know what I mean? I seen cops do it my whole life. I'm a cop kid, so I know how I go. You know what I mean? So it's like when it's monsters like that, don't nobody really care. They're going to do whatever. And 9 out of 10, they're going to cover it up. Especially if a CO did it. Definitely going to cover it up.
Right. Because I don't think nobody's going to fight. Like, he does have family. And I'm not sure if his family would put up a fight. I mean, come on.
I mean, if they was putting up fights, then they should have been putting up fights when he was a young boy.
I just think that this is just going to get washed away unless the content creators, unless social media, stay on it. Because it's some social media detectives out here.
Yes, it is.
I don't like how Kim Worthless allowed him to receive a plea without a statement. Go ahead, Bree.
I just feel like at this point, when he do get found out what happened to him, honestly, I'm asking you this: where does it go from there, though? Once we find out how he transitioned, like where does it go from there?
Give me a second. I don't see it going nowhere. Let me bring a guest up real quick. Let me make sure. Give me 1 second, y'all. Wait. Nicole, just turn. I don't see it going nowhere. Go ahead, Nicole.
He's bringing me up.
Yeah, go ahead, Nicole. Nicole. Okay,
Can you hear me?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Nicole.
I'm gonna drop down. I can hear.
Hey, Shank. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Nicole. Yeah, I can hear you.
Shit.
Let me drop my down. Come back up, Nicole. Go ahead, Bree.
Whatever you just did, I can't hear you no more.
You can't hear me?
I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever the autopsy report come out, like you said, then what's going to be next? I mean, in my opinion, they're gonna cover it up.
I think for me, I'm gonna pay attention to the aunt and the grandma. For me, I'm gonna pay attention to that.
Now I do know that the case, it's a strong possibility that the case is not over with. Of course, with Jarvis it is, but we got to remember now, Miss Annette, as well as Shannon, especially Shannon.
Mm-hmm.
But then if she got immunity, but let's focus in on Annette. We could just focus in on Annette.
Which one is that?
That's the grandmother.
Okay. The grandma, she got a lifeline of bullshit with her. I knew the grandma was full of shit when I first seen the news and she was on the news and saying, her granddaughter was missing, et cetera, et cetera. I knew then. But I really didn't start paying attention till I got on your panel to see that they all was in some type of sexual activities with him. But I think I'm going to pay attention, like I said, to her and her daughters because she's working on them next. She saved the best for last. And I feel like why she's the best for last because let's keep it real. That part of that still my man still exists in the transition world. And not just that. He did what he did, but y'all was supposed to protect me from him. But y'all despised me the whole entire time. You never protected me in anything. So now I gotta get y'all. And I'm gonna sit back and watch her get him. But now this is the time I feel like Shank, honestly, the community, the tribes, and the people with the platforms like this need to dig harder. So they asses could get got too. He already out the way. That's one down, 3 to go.
Now in the spiritual world, right, Bree?
Mm-hmm.
Are spirits? I know they're evil spirits.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're angry spirits. I guess spirits up to no good can, like in the human world, in the physical world, like a human can become a monster. Can a spirit also become a monster? Meaning, help me out, y'all. Are spirits, are the evil spirits, are they created evil? Are they born evil?
Oh yeah. It's just like this world. We got evil people. It's good and evil and everything. In this world, in the next world, in the realms and everywhere. The last past life, this life, the next life. It's good and evil and everything. It's good and evil in the food. It's good and evil in herbs. It's good and evil in everything. So yeah. So in the spirit court, so this is how this works. Say for an example, we had to go to court, right? And we have a judge. Everybody in this panel, including you and me, have their own spirit team. You have a team that fights for you. I have a team that fights for me. Yeah, they have a team that fights for them. Now it's no longer a physical thing. So when I do root work for candle court candles and stuff like that, I'm not just fighting. I'm fighting with the person I'm doing it for, their spirit court. But we're up against the judge and their spirits, the courthouse and their spirits, the DA and their spirits. So now it's like a toss up. We rumbling. But I think people take spirit courts lightly is because we can't see the unseen.
Mm.
If you had the veil to see the unseen, we wouldn't take this lightly.
Stay right
Spirits.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Stay right there. Who created these evil spirits? I'll wait for Bree to come back up because, we've been taught certain things. We've been told certain things. We've been programmed. So I just want to take this time to see. So who created these evil spirits? Go ahead. And then I got another question. Go ahead.
So evil spirits, like even when people go to church, right? And people catch the Holy Ghost. 9 out of 10, Satan has his own party and his own team. And he sent his little people out there to go do what they need to do. And what happens is you get the Holy Ghost and you get the anointing. And now you in a church because the gospel is inside the church. And so now the spirits in there is working hand in hand together as a tribe against those little evil spirits. But if Shank right now walked to my house and he came in and he ain't acting like Shank that usually acting like Shank, what the fuck done attached to your ass? And where you get it from? You don't know. You just been crossing by somebody and they ran right on your ass. So yeah, spirit. Go ahead.
And I don't mean to cut you off. And it's just my opinion, everybody. But I'm going to use what I was taught growing up. But it's just my opinion. I do know a lot of the things that I was taught. I'm just speaking for me. I do know a lot of the things that I was taught. Some of them were lies. Some of them was twisted. Now, so when did Satan become evil? Was he, according to Christian, because Islam and Christianity, they go, but that's only if you know. But because if you never read the Quran, if you never practiced Islam, you wouldn't be able to connect the dots with Christianity and Islam. So let's just come from a Christian perspective. He gets kicked out of heaven. Was he evil before he got kicked out of heaven, or was he evil in heaven, according to Christian tales?
He's still not evil in hell. He just mischief. He's a manipulator. He's not evil. That's what the people gave him because he's not up there in heaven with God.
Mm.
God just said you want to be mischief and do your own thing. That's why you think God gave him such a big platform. That was one of his best angels. Go ahead down there, do your own thing. People made him evil.
Mm.
He never told you not to serve Jesus, God, or whatever the case may be. People deserted. They took what he said and screwed it, and took it in their own matters and said, "Well, you don't serve it." He said, didn't say I didn't serve God,
Stay right
but
there.
I did."
The main thing. This is just my perspective, everybody. Y'all can ride with me, or either y'all can hit Bree up and find out your own answers to your questions, or y'all can grab a super chat. So this me asking. Let's go to the Garden of Eden.
Oh shit.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that he lied to Adam and Eve, or Eve. Do you think that, or do you believe that he lied? The devil lied to Adam and Eve in the garden?
I don't believe that Adam put me on your panel.
Huh? I see that. Y'all see this? I'm gonna have to go over to Bree's platform and get my questions off
me and your spirit don't want me on your
Yeah.
panel.
I'm gonna have to go on your
I can't hear you.
platform.
Spirit don't want me on your panel.
See y'all.
I don't know what's going on in your panel. You might need to cleanse or something. But spirit don't want me on your panel.
Can you hear me?
You there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
No, I don't hear you. No, I'ma drop it.
Can you hear me now?
I'ma go.
Wow, y'all. Every time it get good over here, somebody don't want it to continue to be good. You're right, Nikki, because you're saying something I need to hear. Exactly. Yes, they don't want the real to be told. Exactly. Let's try Bree one more time.
There we go. I can hear you.
You get
Before spirit say don't say nothing else. If you believe that because this lady bit an apple and that they was tricked by some type of, first of all, Satan is after a white man, by the way, just to let y'all know. That's named after a white man. And a white man made that in the books. But that's another story for another day. When we are believing in storybooks and story tells. And you know what bothers me the most about these Christian people? First off, what bothers me is that when they say, oh, you're a witch, you're demonic. Well, what the fuck are you?
mm,
I feel like, you go in these churches and you have these anointing oils and, you speaking in tongue and you're saying all this witchery. You're using the Bible verses. The book of Psalms is a book of rituals. You use these Bible verses against me and fucking me up. But nevertheless, from our oppression days of our oppressed ancestors and descendants, how do we believe everything that these YTs did to us was wrong but that book? What is it about that book that make you go so strong? Is it the tradition? Because that's what it's given. It's the forefathers. Because it cannot be the truth. Because in that book, that man that's called Jesus Christ, he tells you in that book thousands of times, I am not your God. So do we take pieces of that what we want to believe and what we don't want to believe? People eat pork like a motherfucker that go to church. It says in Exodus, thou should not eat the hoof of a pig. I think Matthews, I'm sorry. Thou should not eat the hoof of a pig. Thou should not eat the cow. Thou shalt only eat the scales of the flesh of the sea. So then we take that and like, no, he ain't mean it like that. That's for that time. Well, did the Bible switch up when you say the Bible should switch up?
mm.
So when people come at me with these storybooks, whether it's the Quran or the Bible that's been rewritten 40,000 times by King James the faggot or anybody else, when these Bibles have been rewritten and they own way and they own light, you talking about the Romans who was homosexuals and did nothing but homosexuality? You talking about Easter when they say they're celebrating the bunny rabbit? What bunny rabbit lays eggs? Or are you talking about the ovaries of the women that shed blood because it's allowed you to go around and sacrifice the women and babies?
Mm.
What Bible is real? The only Bible I know that's real is the Ethiopian Bible. That's the only book that's real.
And then because we're gonna get out of here, but I'm gonna give you your last words. But I want you to, and I'm gonna react to this demonstration. I'm gonna react to it. Now, they say the oldest foundation of Christianity was traced back to Ethiopia. They say the Ethiopian Bible, right? Some people say Ethiopian was never conquered. Some people say that they were. This is history class. I need everybody to do your homework. Was Ethiopia conquered or not? But even in still, they're tracing Christianity back to Ethiopia. Well, it's the Ethiopian Bible. Do that still justify Christianity just because you could trace it back to Ethiopia? And we know that the Ethiopians were melanated.
Well, what you don't know about the Ethiopian Bible is it doesn't speak on matters that's in the Bibles today. It actually speaks on how we are people that were spiritual beings and we didn't serve any God. We were the gods. That's what the Ethiopian Bible speaks on. It speaks on what I speak on daily, which is spirituality, who we are today. That's why they don't want that book out.
And let me just, because see, once again, we got to be careful with the narrative because people are running around believing that, never read the Ethiopian Bible, don't have a clue what's in the Ethiopian Bible. Finish cooking for me, Bree.
So that's why education is paramount, because you need to read before you state things. You know, you become low vibrational conversations. But at the end of the day, Ethiopian Bible speaks on spirituality mainly. It does speak on Jesus. It does speak on other things of that character, but it does not talk about how Adam and Eve came about with Satan and things like that. It speaks on clearly how we became from the Anunnakis and all of that and the spirituality things. That's why they switched it away. Ethiopian is a format of what? Africa. Africa was never a name. That was from a white man, Afrikaan. So at the end of the day, he named us. That wasn't who we were. We didn't have a name. The Moors, we didn't have a name. How that all came about is because the Moors had went over there. They found the white women. And so when they found the white women, you know, they saved them. They made them their slave girls, not slave girls and raping them and things like that, but like housely duties and things like that. And they wound up marrying them so they could be just for them. And this is the reason why we had flower girls, because they used to take smaller people and put flowers in front of the women, which was the YTs, because they stink. So they had a stench that couldn't go away. And Moors was very clean. So they would have flowers in front of them to make them smell good. So they would get bathed before and after the weddings. So maybe that's, you know, it's going to be hard to try to find an Ethiopian Bible. That Bible starts off at 2,500. Some places you can find it for 2,000. So you ain't gonna find it online though, regular. You got to go searching. But that's why it's important as a community, as Black people, that we need to educate ourselves before we start speaking. And we need to stop doing what our forefathers had to do. My grandma went to church. My grandma went to church. That's the right thing to do. Why do you go to church? Why do you go to church? Why do you need somebody that's a God that knows everything and sees all and hears all for you to say, get on your knees and say, God, I need this job. I need this job. God knows and sees all, right? You just manifested off your tongue 40,000 times before you got that job because you damn sure didn't get it the night you told Jesus. But everybody's not meant to wake up either. So you could teach till you blue in the face. If it ain't their time, it ain't their time. I ain't here to teach till I'm blue in the face. I'm gonna spread light, and that's it. And while they say, oh, she crazy, she a witch, she do this, she do that, I'm looking at you like, yeah, you crazy too. For sure.
Before we get out of here, even in the Wizard of Oz, there were witches, but you had the good witch. You had the bad witch. Why do you think witches get that bad rep?
We're Black. The first witch was Black. You know, they only going back to the Solomon days, the Salem witches days and stuff like that. Witches were Black. You know what witches was? Midwives, birth workers, granny smiths, conjure women, priestess, protection. Look up witch, what it really mean. And then it was taken from us and stripped. So now when we got the next generation, which is the oppressors days, oh, that's a witch, that's a dark witch, that's a white. That's who we was. Anything, I'm going to say this and always say this, anything and everything came from us, brown people, and was taken and made like it was theirs. This is why we believe they invented country music. No, we invented everything. Cowboys, we was the first, everything. Chinese people, all these people were brown first. We got washed down. That's what it was. The real natives ain't Mexicans and people with long. The natives is us. You got Indians with the red dots that's darker than us.
That's facts.
So I mean, it's just all about when you ready to wake up. I ain't here to force nobody to wake up though. I know where I'm at. I know who I am. Only thing I
And
do is teach my kids.
you know the cold thing about it is
You know what?
the majority of those that don't believe and don't accept it, it's not that they haven't heard it. It's just out of
It's not the
ignorance,
truth. Yeah,
and
it's
it's just
ignorance.
out of stupidity.
Damn,
Some
like
people,
shit.
come on, African Queen. They haven't heard it. It's just out of ignorance. Yes. You got to come out of your TV, African Queen. Come on.
Oh shit, you done made me cut my TV off. Hey, I'm with Bree. 100%. I gotta put these glasses on because she getting a little old, but I'm telling y'all, a lot of can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of things. Ooh, I feel. A lot of things that people be thinking is real ain't what it real. First and foremost, the world is a stage. All that religion, pagan, Shank, I'm glad you done this, but all that religion, pagan, holidays is nothing. I'm just like Bree. Now, what rabbit lays an egg? See, I don't celebrate none of that. None of that. Am I feel like I'm screaming? Am I screaming, y'all?
No.
No.
Okay. Because he done made me cut the TV off. So, but look.
Blame it on Shank Rock. Blame it on Shank Rock.
Hey, look, you can't punish us no more because that motherfucker gone. He gone. Good. But anyway, just like Bree was just saying, see, a lot of people don't know that Anunnaki. A lot of people don't even know who the Anunnaki is. They don't. And you might catch me in your chat where my name gonna probably be Pop Poo 78 or African Queen. It depends on your settings.
Okay.
Look.
Why you keep taking your glasses off?
Because I'm trying to see, but I want to see. I get a little frustrated a little bit, you know.
God
but
damn
look,
it, there she go again. Go ahead.
I move, Shank. But look, this world is a stage. We have real NPCs out here. People ain't real no more. People ain't real. They're NPCs. Now, I don't know if y'all gonna know what that, I ain't saying everybody, but I'm just saying, people are NPCs out here. That Bible is some bullshit. I'm sorry to say it. The Bible is some bullshit. I had a Jehovah Witness coming to my car yesterday. I'm on my lunch break. I see you over here, and it's a beautiful day. Can you come down here to some little Jehovah? No, ma'am. I said I'm spiritual. I'm not religious at all. You sure? Yes, ma'am. I know who I am. I know I'm God. I see, Shank, as a man, I hate to say this, but I'm ready to keep it all the way a buck with you. Ain't no woman came from down real. Ain't no snake talk to nobody to bite no apple. None of that. One, that's us. A woman. We are the creators of everything.
This is
you
true.
Never hear no man having babies. You ain't never seen no dog, a male dog have. Everything come from everything come from a woman. We God. Well, goddess. But we God. A lot of people are really messed up out here, and they're indoctrinated. Because didn't Jesus do it? No. Ain't done that for me. No. Ain't God good? I'm good. I get up and go to work every day. That's slavery too. They just got it in another form. I get up and go to work to make sure my bills is paid. Jesus ain't did a motherfucking thing. Ooh.
But Miss Queen, can I piggyback off of you? Let's get on that real quick. Just want to say something. We know, me and you know, that words are low vibrational words out
Yes,
here.
ma'am.
We don't understand, we understand. You
Yes, ma'am.
understand? So anything you say that rolls off that tongue is a manifestation of what you are and who you say.
Correct.
So when we go to this church, right, what do they say?
Who going to
Like,
what you?
no, I'm saying the people. When they go to this church, what do they say? The gospel. You know what the gospel is spelled? The God spell. The
Mm,
God spell.
mm, mm,
So when y'all going in there praising this gospel,
mm,
y'all don't even know what y'all doing.
Nope. Nope.
And that's why you can't wake up.
And
mm.
that's why a lot of things they said what. See, I know I'm an empath. I know I'm an empath.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of things that people say to me, they be like, "You so disrespectful." No, I just don't want to hear it because of the words that they use. Happy, ain't no happy. That's a ritual, but they call it hoodoo and voodoo bad. Those are rituals. Happy, just singing that bull.
Blowing out the candle.
Rituals. These people crazy. But they'll
Making
look
your
at
age stay stagnant.
what you say, Bree.
They make your age stay. We don't have age.
Come on,
They
baby.
they put that number out there. We don't have age.
Time ain't even real.
Time don't exist.
Time ain't real.
We make time. Time
Come
doesn't
here.
exist.
Come here. And then Shank was asking you about how can they be born messed up and all that stuff. At the end of the day, that just I hope ain't no people in your chat of
Come on, you preaching. Let's
I gotta
go.
watch
Let's
my word.
go.
I gotta watch my words now. I gotta
Come
watch
on.
my words.
They all over. They in my chat. They in my bushes. They gonna be on the replay game. They gonna be coming for Shank. So you ain't gotta worry about. You can say whatever you want to
Well,
say.
hit me
They
up.
gonna come for me. Go ahead.
Hit me up. But a
Go
lot of
ahead.
people, like Bree was saying, people don't even know who the Anunnaki is.
Mm-hmm.
White people were created. They are made of dogs, rats. They're made of all that. They were created. That's why
After
they
us.
created.
After us.
Come on, baby. We first. Come here. We
We the
first.
The first 100% human DNA descent. They are made of canine.
Come
That's
on,
why they
baby.
have to wash their hair 24/7.
Come on,
They
baby.
develop lice. They have what's that Niagara, but they have monkey in them, monkey DNA in them. This is why they stink when you go to water parks and stuff. They came in the 1600s. They never was about before us. We were the first descent. So when they came in, they're reptilians. Why do you think they eat blood so much? Why do you think when they go eat meat that they can survive for that? That's their iron. Iron is not meat. Our iron is alkalines,
Come
vegetables,
here.
cheese, shit like that. Yes, that's why we get sick when we eat meat. That's why
Come here.
we're
Come
lazy. We
here.
don't want to do nothing. Blockage, things like that. You're eating a human flesh that has a spirit in it.
Yep.
How do you
Let me
walk in?
They
Go
really
let
have
ahead.
me
no.
just.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shank.
Now you good. Thanks for doing this live, Shank. It's really an eye opening. I appreciate you. Though you appreciate it. Now here we go. I agree with a lot they're saying, but that y'all know I can't pronounce that.
Anunnaki.
Anunnaki.
Anunnaki stuff is some BS.
Oh
There's
Okay.
God.
only one God. There's only one God, and it
What?
exists within all and everything. We as humans didn't create the universe, therefore we can't be God. Let me just stop. Let me just build with y'all, and then I'm gonna let y'all two come in.
Yeah.
There's more than one God, and I'm going to
Really?
give I'm going to give y'all two
Mhm.
demonstrations. I'm gonna give y'all two demonstrations on why there are more than two gods, and we're gonna go into the Bible. Even
Oh,
God said that thou shalt not have other gods than I. God was always getting after the children of Israel because they were worshiping other gods. Now, if we go to Genesis,
mhm.
God said, let us create man in our image after our likenesses. He wasn't talking to the angels. Who was he talking about? In the Bible, it talks about the 24 scientists. It also talks about the elders. And then I'm gonna let y'all come in. This God that we have been programmed to believe that's only one is a false narrative. God
Who?
couldn't have been talking to himself when he said, let us create man in our image. Who was he talking to? Jesus doesn't come into the New Testament. I know some people gonna say, but Jesus is the Alpha and Omega. Jesus was in the beginning. Jesus was not in the beginning. He was not in the beginning. If he was in the beginning, just like you hear the mentioning of Moses, Abraham, Noah, and all the others that was in the beginning before Jesus, he would have been mentioned as same as them. See, these are those twisted narratives that we got to be careful for. But Bree and Erica Queen, y'all can come in on the more than one God demonstration.
The elders. The elders are the Anunnakis. What's the young lady name that we're addressing?
You know I can't pronounce that.
Miss Murdis Teal. I don't know.
Miss Till. So just to inform you
Let's go.
that we are the descendants of the Anunnakis. What happened was they said they will make human ones out of us and put us on earth. That's why we are spiritual and we're able to have gifts the way we do, because we come from those people. There are there are many gods out here. That's why people took upon and made religions out of them, because we have Allah, we have Jesus Christ, we have Buddha here, we have this there. There are many gods out there. Now, the tribe where you come from would be the Anunnaki tribe, which is us, because we're the brown people, which is the first descent again. And if you believe there is only one God, then why didn't God save Messiah? If Jesus dies for your sins, what's going on out here? Are we not living in hell? 'Cause this
Come
ain't
on.
Jesus Christ's way. Jesus Christ wouldn't have these babies getting raped and sodomized and drowned in rivers, and people getting off, and babies still being missing, people getting shot 24/7, all types of crazy shit, presidents being pedophiles and things like that. That is not Jesus Christ's way.
The world is a stage. And to go off of you, Bree. Now, didn't Moses write his story in the Bible?
The Ten Commandments, right?
Come on now. Now, how a dead man gonna write his story? Where that come from?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Where that bloody sea at?
Uh-oh.
Because who seen it? Because who said it? Because supposedly they should be dead.
But can I give y'all something before I forget? Let's go in real quick.
Let's go.
We do know the Bible tells truth and lies, but tries to play with the mind. We do know that, right? We do know April 1st is the first new year. That's why it's called April Fools. We do know that, right? We do know that cross that Jesus is on is what? The uterus.
Uh-oh.
Come on.
Look at that cross. Okay? Tell them what it is, Queen. Tell them what it is.
And it's right there too.
Tell them what it is, Queen. That's a uterus with two A's on the side. If you don't wake up, I don't know when y'all gonna wake it up.
But who wears a cross on their neck that symbolizes death? This life. This means life.
And where does life come from, Queen?
Me and you.
Okay. Because I'm gonna look down there and see that wound right there.
I'm
gonna see them two eggs right there.
Come here.
Is that Jesus' head right here?
Ovaries and all.
Uh-oh.
Gotta wake up. They so lost.
Why you think they make women in this land walk behind them and can't read, can't talk, can't speak? Why do you think in the church the wife supposed to do all the cooking and the cleaning? They dim the goddess lights.
Yes, ma'am.
Because they don't want you to know who we really are.
We really are.
Men penises are what? Inverted clitoris.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So
that's why that men get circumcised.
Okay.
Come on.
We cooking. We cooking tonight.
Okay.
Off rip. I've been wanting you to get this type of topic.
Go in there, Queen.
Now, let me just say this. Now, I could set a demonstration up later on. I could set a demonstration up tomorrow, and y'all know how many people gonna be in my chat? 10 people, 8 people, 20 people, 16 people. It's something wrong with that. It's something wrong with that. It's something wrong.
I don't think it's nothing wrong with that. I think one voice is heard for 1,000 voices. I think that one makes better than 1,000, because you can have 1,000 in the room and only 2 people will get it.
It ain't for
Watch out, man.
everybody. Ain't gonna wake up, Shank.
Everybody, it ain't for everybody to wake up
Yeah.
because if the world was woke up, we wouldn't have no government.
Yes, sir.
We
Yes,
wouldn't
sir.
be paying for water.
All that birth certificate and all that stuff. You signing over who you are.
Yes, that you
Get
are
them
state
children.
property.
You messing your children up. That
Listen,
code, all that's some BS, bruh.
we're coded. Do you not know social security numbers? Your middle numbers are even. Mine's is 60. What's yours?
And I don't know mine, but look, you can get a bond off of it. You can get a bond off of
Everybody's section off. The delights do it.
Let me slide in.
Okay.
Let me slide in. African Queen, why did you wait so long to hit my panel?
I really been saying stuff because I follow Parker, Miss Parker too.
No.
Miss
Why did you wait? I'm gonna get you, and I'm gonna get you, Bree, before you get out of here. So I just want you to know, Bree, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. African Queen, why did you wait to hit my panel?
Well, I'm gonna keep
With
it all
all this knowledge, with all this knowledge that you got, why did you wait so long?
I was putting it in your chat.
No.
Shank, listen, Shank, I work.
You ain't working now.
Cause I'm off work. Y'all be going live like at 8 and 10. I be in bed. I be in the bed because I have
Then
to
you
go
want
to
to
work.
come up here. Look. Then y'all look. Then she want to come up here. Look.
Tell the truth.
Then look, be like this. Then take them on all this information. Bree, you all right, because you've been hitting the panel with this information. So I'm gonna let you slide on this one, but I'm gonna get you before you get out of here. African Queen, why?
Cause y'all you be going live like at 8 and 10. I be in the bed, honestly. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you again. I really am trying to stay up because of the verses tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you.
See that?
I have to get up and go to work. In the mornings. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to catch y'all when I'm at work because my job is an easy job. I really can follow y'all, but when it said notify me, well, sometimes it don't even say that. It'll say y'all doing a live at a certain time. I can't hit notify me, but I got my settings set to where for all notifications, but it don't come through. Oh, she been, as the folks say, she been woke for a long time, years. I'm talking about years. I'm 48 years old. Years. But a lot of people don't even like me. Because I see when I walk in a room, they, look at this bitch. What the fuck? Y'all don't even fucking know me. But I have a friend in the temperature. They were talking about you for what? Because I see through their shit. Oh, Bree, I got jewelry too. I'm at home. I ain't been too long. Got off work. Like
I'm just clearing it. I'm just clearing the energy. That's all.
Come on.
I'm just clearing the energy.
Let me show you.
Because you talking for sure.
I really can talk, but they think I'm crazy, but I like it. Let me turn the camera around on this thing. I don't know how to work this stuff like that. Well, anyway, this is how I'm gonna do you. See, I try to make sure I don't have no visitors. And this is why.
Come on.
It's a rock salt.
Come on.
And then under my rug,
come on.
Play with somebody else.
Come on.
Come on. When I open up my back door, look at that. Damn, I don't know how to do it.
Oh.
Check your energy before you come in this house.
Come on.
But you guarantee what's up under that rug.
Come on.
I burn sage often. Cinnamon, and look at my salt. I got big bags of salt.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Don't come in my house.
Don't come up in here.
Have that negative energy in my house.
Come on.
These people don't know. These people are messed up. The Bible, they indoctrinated. Nobody have discernment to think for themselves. Like I told y'all yesterday, that Jehovah Witness come to my car. Come on, man. Look.
Can I give a light on them real quick since people don't know too much about the Jehovah Witness? Let me give some education real quick on that.
Let me just say this real quick. I'm going to be holding these demonstrations every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So that way it's early, and that way Annie and everybody can pull up. For everybody that's interested, yes, Bree will be there. Yes, African Queen will be there. Sundays at 2 p.m. So it's no excuse. Come on, Bree, about the Jehovah Witnesses.
I just want to say something and enlighten them. When something is written and set in stone, you cannot change it. If that is the commanders, that is the commands. And Jehovah Witness, you're allowed to have a beer now. You wasn't allowed to have a beer before then. And Jehovah Witness didn't come about to the 1956, and the white man didn't allow black people to be a part of it. But once they see the community was more of a black person than a white person, and they open their doors for them. Do you not know white men of the descendants of the white men that was the Jehovah Witness are pedophiles? Do you not know that the reason why you can't have beards as a black man because it makes the white man intimidated?
Sure do.
Do you know they tell you how to live in your home when a man cheats on his wife or does not do? They come in your house and sit in your house and dictate what you do in your house that you pay your bills in. Do you not know you're not allowed to speak to your family if they're not baptized? Do you not know that, again, this came in 1950s and black people were not allowed to be a part of this religion, this cult?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
But we just attend these things all the time. We just be a part because somebody said be a part because I want to feel wholesome. I want to feel good about myself. How about you be you and you walk in your path and your light and be spiritual how you need to be? Are we afraid to be who we are? Are we afraid to walk in our discernment on our own? I know when I speak words of power.
Well, when it was beaten out of our ancestors, and we all have read the Willie Lynch letter, whether we agree with the Willie Lynch letter or not, we've all read it. I believe the Willie Lynch letter because you could see the Willie Lynch letter in yesterday's times. You could still see the Willie Lynch letter in today's time. So, but it was all beaten, you know, like you said, as far as the facial hair thing, anything that came down to black men and our masculinity, they destroyed it. Anything that came with the black women, and y'all gonna have to help me out because y'all know I'm gonna mess that word up. But anything when it came, anything that it came to showing y'all power, that's why it was easy for them to promote the rappers that was calling y'all bees and hoes.
Exactly.
Now we can remember Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah was, let me make sure. Queen Latifah, and I'm not putting them in competing with each other, but Queen Latifah was probably the #1 female rapper that represented the black woman in her whatever word.
Her era.
So y'all come on back in. Come on.
Bree,
but you do know when it came to slavery, our oppressed ancestors was forced to read the book. But here's about our ancestors. They were very cunning. So if you knew anything that the slave masters, if they had a chapel on their land, that mean they were wealthy. So if a chapel was on the land and they were wealthy, first of all, before we came over here, let's go back a little teeny bit. I ain't gonna go too far deep in. But before they were happening, as we had the Haitians and we had the ones that was indigenous that was already on over here, and we have the people that came from over in Africa as well. So we all come together and we in this little hut. All of us have come from a different, tribe. But we all know how to do spiritual things in our own light, in our own way. So we put together things, and this is why we have hoodoo and voodoo. So now we're using these spirits and we're conjuring these spirits and these things that they don't understand. So they wonder, like, well, what is this? This is witchcraft. That's a voodoo doll. Did you not know our ancestors used those dolls to heal each other because we were getting whipped and lashed and doing stuff? So they would make those dolls as a form of medicine to cure that part of the body that was being, hurt or whatever the case may be. To move forward, when we got to this plantation where we don't all speak the same language, we have to learn this language in a matter of hours, or we're getting lashed by a whip that goes through your flesh. And now what we have to do, if you want to celebrate, you want to read this Bible right here, this book of God, this white Jesus, this white devil, this whatever you want to call it. And we're going to sit in this chapter and read it. But our people are so loving and cunning and they're smart that they knew they'd say, okay, we're going to do what Master say. But we're going to take this book and this book of Psalms, we're going to read it and make it a book of rituals. So when he think we in here catching the Holy Ghost and the Holy Spirit, we're calling down spirits. So what happened was, it got washed down because back in those times you had to be hush hush. You do things through a form of a pattern or something like that, whether it's a quilt, whatever it was, it braids in your head, whatever it was. But we forgot who we were in the mix of it
Mm-hmm.
getting passed down. So now it got washed down. So now we calling Jesus and the Holy Ghost, which is
Mm-hmm.
calling down spirits, because that's what the drums do. The drums calls down spirits. So now we're calling down the Holy Ghost and we listening to these preachers on these pulpits, but we forgot who we were and what the original reason of our oppressed ancestors did what they did for. So this is why you go to church. That's it.
Okay, let me come in right quick,
Pre-
please.
pre-
Go ahead.
appreciate, hold up. Appreciate this super sticker top tier. Come on, Africa Queen, cook for me.
Okay, just like Bree said, it's a lot of things that they've done to make us forget who we were. First and foremost, a lot of people go to the doctor, but we had bells to heal us from frequencies. See, we are vibrations and frequencies with energy. Everything in your house holds energy. Everything. Water it holds all memory. What's that going on?
Herbs.
Come
We
here.
had herbs.
Yep.
That is our medicine. The
Yep.
herbs is our medicine. That person came, that white man came in and said, "You're going to take this medicine over the counter shit because I'm going to fuck your body up because it's going to make $1 billion trillion in my industry." That's what we going to do. Those Granny Smiths and no midwives, we're going to knock your ass out the way because I want these RNs and LPNs to come in. I want these white women. You catch a black woman delivering a baby in the house again, lock their ass up. That's what we're going to do. We're going to introduce you Motrin. Motrin. Why do we use Motrin in the hospital? Oh, for headaches and pain. But do the doctors ever tell you that Motrin fucks your liver up?
Oh, my
But if
phone.
you ask them, they will. It's like a car. You fix one thing, another thing gets broken. That's what
Yep.
medicines do.
Yep. They the
If
biggest.
you
They the drug dealers.
The
if
biggest
you are
ones.
if you are seeking knowledge, and if you enjoyed this demonstration with me, Bree, and African Queen, make sure y'all pull up on me Sunday at 2 p.m. where Bree, Africa Queen, myself, and others will be joining me on the panel to share knowledge, to share information. Once again, Sundays. The first demonstration will be this Sunday at 2 p.m. Everybody's perspective, everybody's opinion is welcome. And we're not here to beat down anybody for their beliefs. Your beliefs is your beliefs. We're only here to share information and share facts. Now, once we share the information, once we share the facts, it's totally up to you to accept it. Appreciate the super sticker, Shannon. Tomorrow is my birthday. I don't know if I'm going to turn up.
Stop saying
I
that.
don't know if I'm going to turn up or I'm going to turn down. But tomorrow is my birthday. Y'all
Happy solar return. Happy solar return.
Hey, stop saying that's a ritual.
That's a birthday is a ritual. It's happy solar return. We are reincarnated beings.
We don't die. We
don't die. We are reincarnated. Yeah. I know who I was in my past life once. I don't know the other ones, but I know one of them.
Yeah, we don't die.
Now, this is me, y'all. If it's anything that I believe in, I believe more in reincarnation than anything else. If it's no such thing as reincarnation, then I believe that that's it for us. However, I want to talk to y'all. About when does the spirit actually reaches
Let me charge my phone.
the body? Is it in the womb, or is it once we come out of the womb?
So let me break it down for you. So
y'all
know I'm a midwife. So I'm a holistic midwife. So I deliver babies in the house. So I stopped working in the hospital because I didn't like how they were moving, and I got into it with them too much because I was on their grounds, and I just got tired of the shit. So what I teach my moms and what I'm gonna teach y'all or how reincarnation go. We're programmed to believe there's a heaven and a hell. So the first thing you do in your head when you come into the generation, you could be from that world and you remember who you was, but when you come into the new world, you could be forgotten who you was. So when you come, that's what mostly happens to the people that leave from the last world to the new world. So when you get reincarnated again, you're in the womb. You know what I mean? So everybody say they hate dark. They hate is bad, but we come from dark. We sit in dark for 10 months in the stomach. We don't see shit. So what happens is now when we're transitioning into another world, we were programmed to believe go to the light because that's heaven, right? And the dark is bad. So what happens is when you go to the light, you're not doing nothing but being reincarnated back into the womb. When you go to the dark, you're walking the spirit realm because you know who your purpose is. So when you come back into the womb, now you're back in dark again in the womb, right? So it's up to whoever knows better and who has the pineal gland open to understand that when you go inside this hospital that has this big ass light over mom's vagina that bring baby out, you shock the memory. You shock the memory because babies know who they are from birth. They're seers. But it's all to the parents to let their memory be washed away. That's why most of us don't know who we are. But some of us come back to reality of who we are because we were chosen. And when I say chosen, I'm not saying everybody's not gifted. I'm saying we were chosen because we started remembering. So what happens is now you're reincarnated, but you're in another family now. But you may not remember what happened to you because that light that they just shot on mommy in her vagina when it was in the delivery room shocked her memory. This is why I say dim the lights when you have babies. This is why I say put vibrational things on. This is why I say speak into the stomach. This is why I blow into my mother's stomach. I blow life into them. This is why when I pray over them when they come out, this is why I give babies spiritual baths so they can remember who they are. So this is what the reincarnation cycle, this is what it does. They give you movies on it. They just think you're not paying attention.
They got to, and they got to.
They have to.
The gremlins. Remember, they had to stay away from that bright light.
And the Soul, the movie called Soul, the cartoon for kids. That's definitely a great, it shows
they
you.
Got to tell you.
They got to tell you. But they're going to try to tell you in a way that you don't get it.
Yep.
So if you're not intelligent enough, then, and this is why I can't have little vibrational conversations. Like I can sit with Miss Queen, I can sit with you. I can't sit at the table that be like, And a lot of people want to be like lost, and so they're going to go through that way. But that's okay, because I'm not here to make you remember. Is the thing about that is that a lot of people are not going to remember because it's not for them to remember right now. This right here gets cracked open when some really bad trauma happens. It becomes raw, and it's come easier for the portal for it to come through to see who you is with the veil being thin of the unseen.
Yep.
And you get excited and you get happy, like, oh my God, I know who I am. You ready to tell people. You're like, oh my God, did you see this? They're going to look at you like you're fucking crazy. But in our reality, you're not. They are.
All the time. And I call them crazy.
And this is what you call a spiritual awakening in a journey when you start walking alone in that path and you don't have friends anymore, any family anymore, because you don't need them anymore because you know who you are and your purpose is, and they don't get that yet.
Come on. Come on.
This is why you feel depressed and vulnerable and you're so sensitive to everything you see, because spirit is using you now as the vessel that you need to be and letting you walk in the light and that path that you deserve. You don't go to the clubs no more. You don't hang out a certain way no more. You don't do certain things no more. You rather read about spirituality. You rather sit and meditate. You rather hear your neo soul. You rather do whatever to do, walk in your purpose, or you communicate with people that's on the same path as you.
I try my best to, or I try to educate them. I try to educate them, but a lot of people be like, "You crazy."
No, you're not crazy.
I know. They be like, "Child, here she go with that bullshit." No,
but that's okay.
It's real.
That's okay, because either they're going to take it or they're going to leave it. See, here's what I'm not going to do. I'm no longer overstimulating myself when I teach. If you either grab it or you don't. And what my tribe is my tribe. My tribe is on this panel right now because we understand each other. Well, correction, understand each other.
Understand, come on.
So with that being said, that's where we're at now. We know spells is all through this universe. You send it, the schools is spells as a prison. The church is a prison. The jails is the prison. The school, when you have children, what do they do? Spelling words.
Yeah.
They have to learn spelling words. Low vibrational words that keep you dimmed from your light of who you are. We don't go to sleep and say, good morning. What am I mourning about?
Grand rising.
And I'm more of a peace and blessing person. Peace, love, and light.
Gotcha. But I'm grand rising. When my friend, when I sneeze or something, she said, "Kazoon tight," because she know I don't want to hear bless you.
Okay.
Because that's bless.
Yeah, be less.
Be less. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I'm drinking a little bit now.
No. I was just saying, like, I was just agreeing with you. Like, yes, be less. Yes. These are low vibrational words. These are words that keep you dim 24/7, and you walk around. But when it cuts me out, talking about something, I don't know who Jesus is and God is, and yet you just said, young lady that was just on this panel with me, Shank and Miss Queen, that there's only one God. This is where I need you to wake up. There's never only one God. And if you ever go around saying that to anybody else, remember that we told you first. Don't ever say that because it's embarrassing.
Because I'm God.
because you have to know who you are out here. And I'm not saying that to pick on you or to. I'm saying that because I want you to know who you are.
And let's because it's all about receipts, and take me to the Bible where it said that. Y'all can read Psalms 80. Is it 82:6? Y'all know my memory ain't as sharp, but in Psalms 82:6, ye are all gods. Ye are all gods.
Shank. Now see, you
Children
look
of the Most High.
but look, she just told you though. She just told you the book would tell you truth
And falsehood.
They got
It tells you.
They got to do that. But
I
you got to
want to
have
know
your own discernment to know what's really going on out here. You really, I mean, not you per se, but people really have to use their own discernment.
and then that's the case, everybody is fake and you're fraudulent, because how you gonna say you read the Bible, you believe in the Bible, but you fuck around eating pig?
Battery going
dead. Well,
did you make your own creation in that Bible?
Let me just say this.
Come on.
But if you pray over it,
oh, it's okay.
But
you talk about the God that you serve wrote that testament and said you better not fucking do it. So you disobedient to your God and said, as long as I pray over it. Come on, y'all.
And what God's who? I don't want to say this in the wrong term, but they said what they said. God is a jealous God. Come on now. What?
Well, he must be very jealous. There's a billion people out here.
What?
And if it wasn't if it was only one God, how could he be jealous of himself?
You tell me. The Bible said that. I don't know.
I'm just trying to see what God is this. This is the almighty God that these babies is missing. These babies is sexually assaulted. This man is a president. We living in poverty as black people from the beginning of times up to now. Where is this God that's just?
That stripped us from who we really are. And really, negus means king, but they switched the word to niggers and negroes. I do it too. I be like, nigga, I do it too, but I know the meaning of it.
And I'm gonna take this comment. I'm gonna take this comment. Then we gonna get out of here, y'all. Candy says, and they tell you the Bible is the greatest story ever told. Give me some last words. Give me some last words, Africa Queen, and let's get out of here. Any last words?
See, first and foremost, the word history is his story.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit, Miss Queen.
It ain't our story.
Shit.
It's his story because his is he in pronouns wrote the Bible.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm done. Look, I'm done. Ooh. Y'all look. See, I think I've been on here too long. My phone, I got 7.
Miss Queen, me and you better have a bottle at the table, be up all fucking night. Like, for real.
I'm with it, baby. You hear me? My friends, my little friends, they don't like to come down here because they know if any little thing I see, I'm ready to talk about it. Especially when I get that liquor in, I'm going to talk about it. Because I'm trying to wake you up, but I know everybody can't come.
Right. Let's save everything for Sunday at 2 p.m. I'm hoping to see both of y'all Sunday at 2 p.m. And I'm hoping to see everybody that is interested in this type of knowledge and information. All right. Salute, Bree. Salute, Africa Queen.
Have a good one.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. I want to thank 80s Baby for the birthday blessing. I want to thank Song G for the birthday blessing as well. Wow. I'm just going to drop the mic. I don't really think there's any more for me to say on this demonstration, y'all. Once again, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody this Sunday at 2 p.m. And it might not be for you. The demonstration may not be for you, and that's okay. But if it is for you, we welcome you all. All right. Like I said, tomorrow is my birthday. I'm not sure if I'm going to come on social media or not. I might just take tomorrow and just relax. I'm not sure. Who knows? But Salute everybody, and I will see y'all on the next demonstration. And of course, I will see y'all Sunday at 2 p.m. I'll leave the chat running and you all can hang around. Salute everybody. We got to do better. Mothers, y'all have to do better. No longer as a mother can you hide behind, well, I'm a single mother. We're not accepting that anymore. No longer can you as a mother go without being held accountable. I'll say it again. A toxic mother is worse than an absent father. If you are a mother and if you are raising your child, there's no manual, there's no book on how to raise a child. However, there's certain things that as a mother, you should not allow your child to entertain. And as a mother, you should not allow a 4-year-old baby to be dancing and entertaining grown folks at no club. All right? As a mother, be careful who you turn your babies over to. Everybody don't got your baby's best interests. As a mother, you need to first know exactly who it is that you are opening your legs up to. Because if the father is a no good for nothing father, then what makes you? You lay down with the no good for nothing man and open up your legs to him. And I don't want to hear, but I ain't know, Shank. Who fault is that? See, y'all women been bullying us men for so long. Y'all women been making us men take accountability for y'all funky asses. And it's time that y'all funky asses is held accountable. For all the funky ass mothers out there, get your shit together.